Okay, so this is a timeline that I have created for the Kamille Cupcake McKinley case. So this is an informative video. All information is from credible sources such as police reports or the parents. If certain information didn't appear credible, I didn't add it to the timeline, or if it seemed that the information wasn't valuable, I didn't add it either. Or if I couldn't find dates. Like I really wanted to put the LaBrittany and her cousin's eyewitness testimony on here and the rapper named Two Guns video on here. I can't debunk two guns veto two guns. I couldn't debunk his video, but just on the evidence that has came out, the LaBrittany and her cousin's eyewitness testimony can be debunked from the evidence that has recently came out. Also, I will cite all my sources at the end, and if you use any of the information that is found on my in my video, please just cite my YouTube channel as a source, just like you do in college, just like you do in high school. When you do a paper, you have to cite your sources. So we're going to start on October the 12th, 2019, Birmingham, Alabama. Kamile McKinley attends a football game with her family. We do not have a timestamp for this. Noon on that same Saturday, Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown are together for the entire day. They stop by a Shell service station, which is located in Avondale. Patrick makes a purchase at 12:04. Patrick and Derek Brown visit the Tom Brown housing community. They pass out the candy that they just purchased. They actually pass the candy out to middle school girls. And Derek Brown tells one of the girls, "We are looking for someone who looks just like you." We know this has to take place after 12:04 p.m. About 8:30 p.m., Kamille and her family arrive to the Tom Brown housing community with her mom and her brother. As she exits the car, she sees her cousin playing outside, so she runs to be with her cousin as her mom and her brother go inside the home. Patrick Stallworth walks past Cupcake and her cousin, and he drops something on the ground. The girls follow him off. Now, what I want to highlight in here, it hasn't been determined that that was Patrick Stallworth, but initially the police stated that the second person in that video who walked past was a suspect, and that person is a male. So since Patrick is the only male who has been arrested, we're going to assume that is him. So the video shows footage taken by a neighbor. So this is about 8:35 p.m. At this time, I went ahead and timestamped Kamille as having been given the methamphetamine and the trazodone, since we know she was given those drugs while she was kidnapped. So this is the earliest time that this can happen. After that, Derek Brown puts Kamille in a Toyota Sequoia. So April comes outside or looks for Cupcake. She can't find her. During this time, they continue to look for Cupcake. At this time, Patrick and Derek drive from the Tom Brown Village community up to the Woodside Condominium community, which is off of the Parkway. It's approximately 13 to 19 minute drive, of course, depending on traffic. So on his way home, they stopped by a gas station, and he purchased a erectile dysfunction pill and an energy drink. So after about 2 hours of looking for Kamille, April has her son call the police. So later on that night, Patrick Stallworth wakes up to find Derek Brown in the living room with her hand over Camille's mouth. Patrick tells Derek to take her back. Patrick falls asleep, and when he wakes up in bed, Derek is next to him. Kamille isn't in the apartment. The reason I put and or here is because everything on the left is basically what Patrick Stallworth stated in his interview. So we don't know if that happened or if what Derek Brown says happened, which is that she saw Patrick sexually assault Kamille, or if all of this happened, we don't know. But what we do know on this page is Kamille was given a bath. So later that day on the 12th, Kamille, she dies from being suffocated. and her body is placed in a dumpster, which is located in or on the eastern side of Birmingham, or presumably the Centerpoint area. I put presumably the Centerpoint area is because they actually live in Centerpoint. October 13th, 6:35 a.m. The state of Alabama Amber Alert Coordinator issues an Amber Alert at 6:35. The Birmingham Police Department speaks to the parents, presumably advised not to speak to media. Dominique McKinley does an interview, and several news stations are interviewing him. He pleads for the safe return of Kamille. April Thomas also does an interview and asks for the safe return of Kamille also. Investigators issue a press release of a suspected vehicle and a person of interest. Crime Stoppers receive a tip from a resident in the Woodside condominium community, and another resident also advises that she saw Kamille in the condominium complex. Investigators, along with the SWAT team and the FBI, arrive at the condos and take Patrick and Derek into custody. October the 14th, Birmingham, Alabama. Investigators issue a press release advising that they have 2 suspects in custody. Investigators continue to search the Centerpoint area since this is where the suspects live. Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown are taken into the police station to be questioned. October the 15th, 2019. Dominique McKinley does a Facebook live stream and states that he, quote, just left police headquarters, and he does say a name, but it's hard to make out the name that he says, but clearly he does not say April Thomas, who is Cupcake's mom. He says a name and says that person wants ransom money. So let me requote it. Quote, just left police headquarters and blank wants ransom money in exchange for Kamille. Likely he is referring to Derek Brown, aka Quintessa Jackson. At this point, Derek knows where Kamille's body is. Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown are charged with crimes unrelated to Kamille's kidnapping. Patrick is charged with several counts of child porn, and Derek is arrested for a failure to appear due to a previous arrest. She was charged with kidnapping her own kids and also assault on a police officer. Patrick was booked at 8:10 p.m. and Derek was booked at 7:36 p.m. Derek Brown informs the investigators where Kamille's body is. This date was chosen because this is the earliest time frame this could have happened, since Dominique was asked to pay a ransom prior and the location of the body was unknown, and officers didn't know she had passed away at the time, so this is the earliest that this could happen. Afterwards, the Birmingham Police Department placed a hold on trash that comes from the Centerpoint area. Over 12 tons of trash has to be sorted. October the 16th, Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham Police Department released video footage of Kamille and her cousin. A person walks by them, then Patrick. The first person is a person of interest, and the police needs to speak to them. Crime Stoppers receive a tip that Kamille is in an apartment complex on the west side of town. The search lasts 3 hours and Kamille isn't found. October the 17th, 2019. At 3:22 a.m., Patrick Stallworth, he bonds out of the Jefferson County Jail for $50,000. October the 22nd, 2019, Gardendale, Alabama. The Birmingham Police Department placed a hold on trash that comes from the Centerpoint area. Over 12 tons of trash has to be sorted. Investigators discovered Kamille's body at 5:16 p.m. Birmingham Police Department issues a press release advising that after a long search, the body of Kamille McKinley has been found. Her body was located inside a dumpster, and the dumpster was located in a landfill in Gardendale, Alabama. This is around 9-ish, and Gardendale, Alabama is located right outside Birmingham. October the 24th, 2019, Birmingham, Alabama. The Birmingham Police Department have capital murder warrants signed, and Patrick Stallworth is returned to jail and booked with an upgraded charge of capital murder at 6:54 p.m. October the 27th. Kamille Cupcake McKinley's funeral. She is laid to rest at Elmwood Cemetery in Birmingham, Alabama, which is in the Titusville community.